Yo, shout out to my boy Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs, for directing videos. Make sure y'all check him out. Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs. My kind of guy. D-Block, yeah. Ghost told you so.
BBN, Jack Rose. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Okay, so we got a couple of things to talk about today. I just want to be clear about that. We have a Bobby Shmurda situation that we want to discuss concerning Wack 100 and concerning NBA Youngboy. These are two separate situations. I want to discuss them as such. But before we get to anything at all, I just want to say something real quick. So I saw Glorilla post this also. Spectacular name. Her name is Gloria in real life, and her rap name is Glorilla. Spectacular name. Nobody else couldn't have pulled this off. Shout out to you. So she was just on social media. She posted something, right? And let me hope that it doesn't just skip me past and make me not be able to see it. She posted something, and I want to just let y'all hear what she said real quick, because men have been saying this forever. Okay, so I can't find it. So I'm just gonna tell y'all what I'm talking about real quick. So Glorilla posted something on social media, and she basically said that if you're a female and you're going to the club in order to try to find a man, that you're wrong. Like, all of the men in there, they only there to see you like whores. Like, why are you doing that? Like, if you do that and then you get caught up with one of these dudes that don't respect you, she's basically saying that you deserve it, right? Can I just say this? Haven't men been saying that for years, and we've been getting killed with that same logic? I just want to point that out real quick. We've been getting killed with that same logic for years, and everything gets blamed on our inability to be able to control ourselves. So I just wanted to point that out. With that being said, shout out to everybody. I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Let's get right into it. So, as we all know, there's been a situation. Well, it just transpired, so we don't all know it. But just as of recent, there was a situation that transpired with NBA Youngboy first, and with Rowdy Rebel. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over also, please cover your ears if we got any chillins in here. They're going to be using some very colorful language, most likely. So I just want to let y'all know, most likely they're going to be using colorful language. So I want y'all to hear something real quick, and this is basically what started, or what it seems like started this whole situation in regards to NBA Youngboy, and then we're going to talk about the Wack 100 thing in a minute.
Who's in this shit? Right. I mean, so like everybody that's dying nowadays because it's no nigga to be like, nah, my fault. I'm sorry. Yo, go ahead.
I want to be clear about something. I don't disagree with what Rowdy Rebel was saying. At least the way in which I'm interpreting what he's saying is nowadays we don't have anybody that has the one, you have to have the stature, just so we can be clear, but don't have the wherewithal. There's no real big homies in the game that's looking out for the people that's coming up behind them. And it's shame that that's what everybody keeps yelling, but then the young dudes, all of them believe their big homie is the one big homie, and then it turns out that more of them are wrong than are right, because literally what a lot of individuals' jobs are to be is crash dummies until you prove yourself, right? So you're a crash dummy until you're proving yourself, right? So with that being said, he's not wrong with anything that he's saying here. And I don't think he's attacking anyone as of right now.
Right. When King Von died, the little Tim nigga, he didn't have to get out the car and start squeezing right away. Right. You already got your joint. Yo, back the fuck up. What y'all doing with? Yeah, back with my bro real quick.
Okay, so once again, he's not wrong. This is the energy that you can and should have. But let's remember, they were outnumbered. That's one. Two, their adversaries at that point are individuals that's known to be some of the biggest killers in America, right? Let's just be clear. They're from Chirac, right? So we got to understand that we have to take all that into consideration. We can't just act like these are Girl Scout troopers and, you know, you overreacted. this is not necessarily an overreaction due to the history of the individuals in which this has something to do with. Just so we can be clear, let's put it in context.
Right. For me, like, he could have went that route off the rip. His mind off the rip went to jail.
Now, I'm not going to play no more. I'm going to leave this. But the overall message that he's putting out, I 100% agree with. I don't think Rowdy Rebel is wrong at all. We need to find another way to do this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we need to find another way to live outside of just hating one another unnecessarily. Now, with that being said, before we go any further, Tamika Mallory posted something today, and I thought it was extremely interesting, so I want to read to y'all what it was. Shout out to Queen Tamika Mallory. Well, we only got to one person's position yet, and I'm not saying that I do or don't disagree with NBA Youngboy. We haven't spoken on that side of the conversation yet, but I can't say that NBA Youngboy doesn't have a point because we haven't brought up what his issue might or might not be yet. But I want to tell y'all something. I'm going to read what came off of Queen Tamika Mallory's page, and there's multiple reasons why I want to mention this inside of this conversation. So she writes, please, family, everything ain't good blog story post. We have to stop promoting beef that can turn into violence and then promoting 15 RIP pics videos when someone dies. Please stop posting the two young men, NBA Youngboy, Bobby Shmurda, going back and forth. This is one of the problems. We promote real life shit and then hide our hands when it goes wrong. At Tamika Mallory. Shout out to Tamika Mallory. We love you over here. You already know what it is. There's very little wrong that you could do. So I want to say this just so we could be clear. This is something I do not agree with. I'm going to explain why. One of the things that we are supposed to do is take inventory of our actions. Now, if you're talking about this to sensationalize it, I'm 100% on her side. If you're talking about this conversation in order to be in a manner like, oh man, these guys got to spin the block, she's right. She's 100% right. There's not one word here that's incorrect. But the issue is, when we ignore things like this, that's when rappers end up leaving us and we don't even know why it happened. So these conversations need to be had. Just not in a sensationalist manner. Because there's been multiple times where rappers have come out and said because a conversation had come up in social media that allowed for them to squash a previous beef that they had. Now, the reason in which why I believe Queen Tamika Mallory is posting this is because of the way in which my son continues to use the platform. This is not something he can say. My son can't on one point promote gangsterism. Remember, he's the I forgot what he calls himself. He's the gangster revolutionary. So he can't on one side promote gangsterism. I'm 100% promoting gangsterism. We're rebels over here. We are not gangsters. So you can't promote gangsterism, just so we can be clear. And then at the same time say gangster behavior is wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So he has to decide what he's gonna post. Just because we want to big our brother up. Also, I do like what he's doing with those brands. I think he has a good idea. I don't think they're using the idea to the top of its potential. With that being said, let's get back to this conversation about NBA Youngboy and about Bobby Shmurda. So after Rowdy Rebel posts that, and just so we can be clear, I don't think Rowdy Rebel is wrong in what he's saying. He's right. People need to start stepping in and people need to start stepping in. Big homies need to start stepping in and squashing some of these beefs. I just don't think that that's a situation where that would have been helpful. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think the situation in which he spoke on falls inside of the conversation in which he was trying to have. Because that was a totally different situation. Somebody needed to step in and stop whatever that problem was before that day. That wasn't a situation that could have been stopped on the day of it happening, if that makes any sense. Like on the day of it happening, that couldn't have been stopped. That just wasn't what was gonna happen. So that doesn't fall inside of the pardon me, the conversation that he was previously having, saying that big homies need to step up and try to calm this stuff down, because that wasn't going to happen at that moment. There was no anybody jumping out of anywhere with the gun telling everybody to calm down and be easy. That wasn't going to happen. All right, so just so we can be clear. So NBA Youngboy gets upset over this, and this is where NBA Youngboy, I believe, actually has a point. This is where I believe NBA Youngboy actually has a point, just so we can be clear. Do I think it could have been handled differently, or was it already too late? No, I mean, anything else could have happened at that moment. I just don't think it could have been handled in the way in which he was describing, just so we can be clear. In the manner in which Rowdy Rebel was describing, I'm saying it was too late to be handled in that manner. I'm pretty sure something else could have been done at the scene in order to mitigate, in order to change the circumstances. I'm not saying that that's not possible. What I'm saying is the type of action that Rowdy Rebel described, it was so far past that being an acceptable response. You understand? Like, even though we're saying he could have jumped out and just, you know, and said back up. That's not how it always goes. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't see it. Just, that's not the way it always works. You understand? And there's a lot of other things going on in here. So this is just probably something that it probably is best to just not speak about until certain other matters actually come into fruition. And that might be what NBA Youngboy was actually leading to. Because remember, this is a super open case. What's up with rappers and these bloggers that are supposed to be gang affiliated consistently talking about open cases? Nobody think that there's anything wrong with that. So nobody see anything wrong with that. So we got Wack 100. Can we talk about the Wack 100 shit real quick with Bobby Shmurda? So we got Wack 100, who's supposed to be a gang member in 1 minute, and in the next minute he dropped his flag 20 years ago. So you don't never know with this guy. So we got Wack 100, just so we could be clear, and he's busy now trying to get Bobby Shmurda to talk crazy to him. Like, why is he calling Bobby Shmurda gay? Like, could we just say something? Bobby Shmurda in 6ix9ine never had beef, so there's no reason for him to be going at Bobby Shmurda. Why is he calling Bobby Shmurda gay and all this other shit? Nobody else ain't even thinking about that. When was the last time anybody put out a Bobby Shmurda doing any kind of weirdo shit meme or anything like that? It's been no time. Nobody's done that anytime soon. Tell me where the lie at. That's not something that's recently happened. There was no reason. So what the hell is Wack 100 doing? He's just then Wack 100 being super funny as he just has to be. He goes and gets a somebody who's had gender reassignment, I guess, or somebody who's in the process of having gender reassignment, and apparently he's trying to hook this individual up with Bobby Shmurda. So I just want to say, Wack 100, you do live on the East Coast. Why are you trying to start problems with everybody on the East Coast? Wack 100 lives in Jersey, y'all. Right? I could have swore he lives in Jersey now. I might be wrong. That dude said that wasn't him. The dude said that it wasn't him. The dude said that he did it for clout. So even though the dude said it wasn't him and he did it for clout, people are still going to hold him to that. Like, that's crazy. But shout out to that energy. Still holding people to stuff that we should reason to. I'm like certain people. I hope y'all don't get it on the jury. I don't know what to tell you. People gonna know a person is innocent and still say they're guilty just because, right? The guilty thing is more funny. For everybody that don't know, there's a guy that tried to make a joke and say that he was in bed with Bobby Shmurda. Two things real quick. You could literally, at least this is what I ascertained, you could literally look at the way that guy's hair was and the hair of the person that was in the bed. Not same person. It just, he didn't have enough. He just didn't have enough hair. You understand? That's what I'm saying. So that's one. Two, just so we could be clear, the guy literally came out and said that it was not him. He said he was joking. He said he was trolling. Let's see. I think, let's see. Let's pull this up real quick. Y'all see what I'm looking at? Oh, girl. This, what's his name? Bobby Shmurda? Bobby Shmurda receives apology from man who claimed he was in bed with him. I just want to show y'all. So there's no reason to bring up he was in bed with somebody. Man admit he lied. Bobby Shmurda receives an apology. Man apologizes for joke, suggesting he was intimate with. Guy said he was in bed with Bobby Shmurda. I'm going to tell you what I believe happened. New York man apologizes for claiming he was in bed. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I thought everybody knew about this. Apparently, almost everybody knew about this. You being the almost, just so we can be clear. What up, Jay Reed? So, just so we could be, y'all can see how the dude looked if y'all want. Shout out to this guy. What the fuck? So, he had his hair like this. Look at that. That's not even the right amount of hair. That's not even the right amount of hair. This person does not have a lineup. Look at all of that hair. Look at that. So this is what I mean by... Anyway, so obviously Bobby Shmurda's pissed off about this. That guy gave the apology and went and disappeared. He did not want that clout. All right. Anything else anybody decides they want to try to check me on? I'm just curious. What up? That kid is back. Says Bushwick in the building. Salute the Bushwick. Salute. Salute. Shout out to everybody who's at work. I appreciate everybody that is at their job but still show up to my job to hang out with me. I appreciate you guys. Let's put a link down there if anybody want to join in. I meant to put the link already, but obviously I didn't. Sorry about that. All right, so I want to. If that link don't work, somebody let me know. Because I freaking was typing, so I might have fucked it up. I messed it up by accident. Pardon me. So I want to be clear about something. I don't want to be there to be no misunderstanding as far as this Wack 100 thing goes. So Wack 100's making jokes about Bobby Shmurda, right? Wack 100 is constantly going at all the freaking East Coast rappers. Don't he live in New Jersey? So he lived in the West. He hates the East Coast so much that he moved to the East Coast. Wack 100 is responding to Bobby Shmurda's threats to boom him by inviting the Brooklyn City rapper to speak with a transgender woman instead. Last night, well-known hip-hop manager Wack 100 shared a post on Instagram. I want to make sure you guys can see me with it. See what I'm looking at. Shared a post on with photos of an Instagram user who Wack said is openly transgender woman. In the caption, he encouraged Bobby Shmurda to link with them. This is the question that I have, just so we can be clear. Did Bobby Shmurda come at him because of what he said previously? So that's what happened. I'm getting disconnected or something. I was wondering why y'all was getting kicked. Is anybody having problems with reception? I was wondering why y'all was getting kicked. The numbers kept going down. I'm sitting over here and I was trying to figure out what the problem was. Give me 1 second. I want to go to a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Shout out to my boy Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs, for directing videos. Make sure y'all check him out. Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs. My kind of guy. D-Block, yeah. Ghost told you so.
One of my most toxic traits is I go out to public dressed like this, and then I'd be like, why the fuck is everyone looking at me? Like, the fuck are y'all looking at? They're like, girl, you know what they looking at. You know what they looking at.
Sorry about that. We back. Yeah, so I was looking at a thing. I don't know why he made that logo. And I mean, I appreciate the whole GIF thing. I gotta switch that logo out at the end of that though. I am not feeling that logos at the end of that last break. that we had. I'm not feeling that though, bro. With that being said, let's get right back to it. So I want to be clear about something as far as the Wack 100 beef that's going on with Bobby Shmurda, and then I want to talk about this NBA Youngboy thing, and then I want to just talk about hip hop and beefs and problems just in general. I would love for you guys to voice your opinion in the chat. I want to know, do you think this beef with NBA Youngboy and Bobby Shmurda is really that serious? Yes. Hate when I freaking keep my finger on the damn shit too. Murder will escalate. How about that? I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't, just so we could be. Yeah, I hope it absolutely doesn't. That is not something that we will want. And not for nothing, Bobby Shmurda seems to be the one, especially rapper in his age group or in his area, that consistently stays out of the BS right now. So he's not getting in any trouble. He's being a pretty good role model as of right now. He's being a pretty good role model. So all of this negative energy and everything, I hope he do what I need to do and not respond. Bobby Shmurda, we have somebody to your liking. So man, I'm gonna go past this. We're not doing this, and I'm not doing that. Wack 100 posts appear to be a direct response to Brown be bringing up Wax during a rant on Instagram Live yesterday. The rant was initially about NBA Youngboy after beef erupted. It wasn't even about NBA Youngboy, he says. I just want to be clear about something. This is probably what Queen Tamika Mallory was also talking about. I want to be clear about something. This is probably also what Queen Tamika Mallory was talking about. These dudes, I can't even play the clip because it's just too much cursing. So these dudes, bloggers who say somebody is beefing and they're not, you understand? They'll just make a video and they'll just be saying shit that's not true. You understand? I want to explain something to you. These dudes are mad at the DJ Academics, right? And DJ Academics often post shit that should be posted. Don't get this confused. But when you have so many people that post bullshit, when you got so many of these bloggers that they not doing nothing else other than disrespecting each other, when you got so many people that they just putting out all type of random BS about whoever the local celebrity is, like all of a sudden now they putting out hate videos against, I don't know, Amber Heard. I guess she deserves all the hate videos. I don't know if she does or she doesn't, but you see them making videos about or making hate videos about, I don't know, name an actor, name a rapper, it doesn't matter, anyone. What happens is this, listen and pay attention. We're creating an environment where now these actors, these rappers, they can't even reach out to us if they want to. Bobby Shmurda enjoys embracing his public. You understand? When y'all look at y'all favorite rappers and y'all look at y'all favorite people and y'all wonder why they not outside more, it's because they don't feel like they can be. Okay? Us as the public, people like to be like, yo, they scared. They not scared. You don't have the slightest idea what these individuals might have been going through at one point or another. You don't have the slightest idea who they tried to do business with. You don't have the slightest idea about who stabbed them in the back. You notice that Beyonce doesn't do any social media? One of the most popular people you could think of. How often do you see her on social media? Just for anybody that's saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. Bobby Shmurda embraces his community. Bobby Shmurda is always outside doing stuff with his community. You think he wants somebody talking crazy about him? That's gonna limit his opportunities to be outside. That's gonna limit his want. It might limit his want to want to be outside. Y'all keep co-signing people like Wack. I don't hate on Wack. I know what he does and I know what he's here for. But y'all keep co-signing people like Wack that don't do no content except for tearing down other men. Ask them when Wack tearing down some white men. Call me up. Call me up when Wack is doing something other than tearing down black men. Call me up then. Is that fair? Is that fair? When Wack 100 is doing something other than tearing down black men, call me up. Call me up. Let me know what's going on. I want to be there. I want to make sure I witness it. All right? I'm with Bobby Shmurda on both accords. And the only reason why I'm with Bobby Shmurda on the NBA Youngboy situation, just so we could be clear, is because NBA Youngboy, I don't think he was really talking to you. And then on top of that, Roddy Rebel didn't say anything wrong. He just was applying that situation he was just applying that information to the wrong situation. That's it. But somebody should have reached out. There should have been some big homies that should have reached out way before anything like that happened. Now, did anybody want to know what my take on this is? If anybody want to know what my take on this is, drop some frost in the chat. I'm gonna tell you what my take on this is. Drop some frost in the chat. Y'all want to know what my take on this is? Other than that, we might move on to another topic. But if y'all want to know what my take on this is, I'll get this shit off the screen. If y'all want to know what my take on this is, drop some pros. Because I promise you, my take on this is going to be a lot different. And that's another thing I keep trying to explain to y'all. Often, the things in which I think aren't necessarily what we're talking about. What we're talking about is the discussion. My opinions be so much different than what the discussion be. You understand what I'm saying? Often. Yeah, well, this is just a discussion we're having. These are so that's why sometimes when people be like, yo, you gotta, no, I'm not, you don't gotta agree. You don't even know what I believe. You don't even know what I think. We're just having a discussion. No, nobody wants to know, obviously. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to kick you, though. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for bringing the hate. But yeah, nobody wants to know, so I'm not going to tell anybody. We're going to move on to the next topic. Let's get back to the NBA Youngboy conversation. We move on to the next topic. Nobody wants to know. You ain't wrong. All right, let's bring up our screen real quick. So I want to reply one more time back to this particular situation involving Tamika Mallory, just so we could be clear. I think that somebody, and this is just me saying this is not me attacking her, and I believe that she has the right to have her opinion. Just so we could be clear. But I believe that somebody who is an advocate for Black people, saying that nobody should post or talk about when there's Black people that got problems, rather than saying people should be trying to help them heal, is a problem. I'm going to say this again. Queen Tamika Mallory is an advocate for our people. She goes to the courthouses. She goes all over America, all over the world. So this is not me trying to disrespect her in any manner. But I want to say this. But somebody who is supposed to be an advocate of our people to say Don't post the issues that we have in our community. Rather than to say we need to acknowledge and heal the problems that we have in our community, I just think that that's problematic. I think that that's problematic. I think that she should have had a conversation with a couple of people before they posted that. I think that that's problematic. I think that when you're an advocate for our people, and I love Queen Tamika Mallory. I think that when you're an advocate for our people, you're supposed to try to take every opportunity as a learning experience. So once something like this happens, how come Tamika, and I'm about to give them such a great idea for a show that they should be doing and they could be doing. And if I would have known them and really been in communications with them, they probably would have been doing the show about at least a year by now. But how they don't have a show where they're literally bringing on people that have problems and beefs with one another and bringing them on and trying to mitigate or trying to solve or trying to see what we could meet. You can call it eye to eye and try to see where you could meet eye to eye. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what they should be doing, encouraging the healing in our community. Not saying there's a problem in the community, everybody look away, don't nobody pay attention. Just so we can be clear. Could we mention something real quick about Odell Beckham Jr.? Did y'all hear about what happened to Odell Beckham Jr.? So Odell Beckham Jr. gets on a plane. He gets dragged off of a plane. Not dragged off of a plane, but he gets escorted off of a plane the other day. For everybody that don't know, Odell Beckham Jr. got escorted off of a plane the other day. Apparently, what they're saying to happen is that they saw him on the plane. The waitress, not the waitress, the stewardess or whoever saw him on the plane and was trying to tell him to buckle up or something, and he was being non-responsive. So because he was being non-responsive, this is the story that I heard before we read the actual article. So while he was being non-responsive or whatever the case is, she decided to have him escorted off the plane because he wouldn't do his seatbelt or something along those lines. Now, I want to say something real quick before we read this article. I have not read any articles on this at all. I just seen this posted on social media, and this is what I gleaned. Some people get anxiety from getting on planes. He might have gotten medicated before getting on the plane in order for him to be able to. Some people get anxiety from being on the plane, yo. I mean, I don't know if that's the case. I'm just saying that's a thing. Anyway, then David lawyer for the NFL free agent Odell Beckham Jr. shared his client's side of an incident in which he was escorted off a plane in Miami by police after failing to listen to a flight attendant who told him to fasten his seatbelt. Miami-Dade Police Department released a statement via NFL Network that said Beckham was in and out of consciousness and that the flight attendant feared he was seriously ill. So you feared he was seriously ill, so you told him to get up and walk. At approximately 9:30, officers from Miami-Dade Police Department were dispatched to a medical emergency at an American Airlines flight. Now, it would have been super funny if he was like flying one of them like economy class shits. That would have been so funny if it was like on Spirit. Like, what the hell? Now we knows. No one's half the baddest. Police told NFL Network in a statement the flight crew was concerned for a passenger as they tried to wake him to fasten his seatbelt. He appeared to be coming in and out of consciousness prior to their departure. I don't know. I guess that's a good reason to have somebody taken off the plane, though. Not for nothing, right? You don't know what's wrong with them. You get them up in the air, and then the next thing you know, they have some kind of medical emergency, and you took off. People gonna, especially if that is Odell Beckham Jr., you might get sued by so many people. Dad Beliz says an entirely different story, saying that Beckham was just sleeping and eventually did fasten the seatbelt. Odell Beckham Jr. boarded a morning flight in Miami without any problems. The flight was delayed after boarding And prior to takeoff, Mr. Beckham fell asleep with his blanket over his head, which is his normal practice for long flights. He was awakened and told that the plane was back at the gate and that he needed to get off the plane because he did not put his seatbelt on when asked. He responded that he was asleep. Now he would put his seatbelt on at that time. He was informed that it was too late and that either he would have to get off of the plane or everyone would have to deplane. So I don't know who to believe here. I'm going to believe Odell because he's been on the wrong side of a lot of conversations that we get mad at him and then find out later that he was right. So I'm going to believe Odell here. And apparently he took no meds or nothing. He was just literally just sleep. You know, sometimes when people sleep, especially athletes, some athletes sleep, not for nothing, but especially when you're doing, you sleep hard, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You could nod off and then, like, I know, okay, so I played basketball with people who they could go to sleep anywhere at any time. They just drop out. Basketball and football, they just drop out. They could just go to sleep anywhere. It don't matter what the noise is. You could be damn near on a roller coaster. And if they felt like going to sleep, they just nod off and go to sleep. And you can't wake them. So that it could be just that simple that he was asleep with his or it could have been that he was just didn't want to comply. Like, we don't know. You understand? Remember, they're saying that he had his blanket over his head. He might not have just wanted to comply. So we'll see what happens. I don't know how I feel about this. I think that I think that if they had to go all the way back to they had to ask him to leave off the plane. I don't think it's that big of a deal though. And just like I said before, there's a good chance that he just didn't hear it. He could have been sleeping. I know some people that sleep hard. I grew up with a lot of, like, not really grew up, but I had a lot of cousins that slept really hard. So to this day, I'm the worst person to wake somebody up. Because I had a lot of cousins that you just couldn't go over to and wake them up. Like, you know, you spending the night at their crib or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And you can't just go and just wake them up. Like, they're not going to get up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's not what's going to happen. They're going to stay asleep. You got to be like, yo. Then finally they're like, what happened? You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I wake people up. So you do not want me waking you up ever. I promise you. I don't want to wake somebody up. Every time I wake somebody up, they pissed off. I don't know what to tell you. They like, yo, what happened? Is there anything y'all guys want to talk about? Put it in the chat. That's all I have on this particular topic. As far as NBA Youngboy and Bobby Shmurda is concerned, I do not think that Bobby Shmurda is going to, hopefully, at least I don't think, he is going to bring any violence to any of these guys. I think more than anything, he was just upset with people playing with his name that anybody could understand. All right, so I don't think he's going to actually bring any violence to these guys. And I do find it extremely hilarious, not for nothing. And y'all know I love Queen Tamika Mallory, that y'all going to weigh in on this and say everybody turn their heads rather than we got to figure out a way to get these guys to solve it. We got to figure out a way to get this talked out. You understand what I'm saying? We got to figure out a way to get this talked out. You understand? So I don't understand. So I think that we need to get all of this gangsterism out of our advocacy. I think our advocacy does not need gangsterism. That's just me saying that. I think more than anything, we probably just need some real honest folk. I don't think we need the gangsterism. I don't think we need the street vibe mentality. I don't think our culture is street vibes. I think our culture is something else. I think we've been disconnected from our culture for so long that we believe things are our culture that aren't our culture. They're diseases. And that's what I think is going on. I think that we got aspects of what we do that are diseased, but we don't see it as disease. Probably we see it as our culture, but it's not. It's disease. Chitlins. And this is not me talking bad about pigs. I'm just saying eating the intestines of any animal How are we even doing that still? When we had no choice, okay. But you can buy that in the supermarket. So we have shit that's a part of our culture that's disease. We got to remove that so we can make room for the promise, so we can make room for the blessings. We got to remove the disease. You understand? And some of the disease is our mannerisms and how we treat one another. We have this weird thing where it's so important to have someone to not like. Like, our community is weird. It's like you have to have a person that you don't like. You don't have to live like that. You don't have to have an enemy. You don't have to have somebody you're trying to destroy. You don't have to have somebody that you're trying to attack. You don't have to have somebody that you have conflict with. You don't have to have these things. These are choices. Our community is sick and often choose to have conflict when there is no need. So let's work on that. Let's stop acting like it don't exist. So nah. Shout out to Queen Tamika Mallory for speaking on that particular topic, but we have to get healing. How are we gonna get healing if when we have opportunities like this? That's a great opportunity. But what we're gonna do is stick our heads in the sand. Now, I don't think this is gonna escalate because, to be perfectly honest with you, Bobby Shmurda on a different type of time. He really out here trying to make his money. He's not out here beefing with nobody. Bobby Shmurda is literally a dude that if they stop talking about him today, he gonna stop talking about them today. I don't think this needed to go the way it needed to go to. I think that Rowdy Rebel made a great point. I think that I wish he was, it looked like he might have had a little bit of drink or a little bit of smoke. I wish he was more coherent when he was saying his points so they could be accepted in a different way, because he would have probably used different words and he would have probably been a little bit more clear. I think those things are worth acknowledging. Those things are worth knowing. Anything y'all guys want to talk about, put it in the chat. I don't really want to hold y'all. That's about all I got for the show today, is unless there's something that y'all want to talk about. I'll put the link if anybody wants to come up here and talk. There is no obligation, obviously. I know I'm saying that, but people are going to tell you that I'm saying that there's an obligation, and nobody actually ever listens to what I say. People just shit. So there's a link if anybody want to come up here and chat. I'll leave the link open for a minute or two. We'll be right back. I'm gonna go do a couple of breaks and stuff like that. And if anybody wants anything y'all want to talk about, we'll come back and then discuss it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm not sure if I showed y'all this update yesterday or not, but we seems to have there's a possibility that there is an update on the Shanquilla Robinson situation. Hold on, I don't know if we spoke about this update yesterday or not. Shouldn't I have a thing there? I don't have a thing there. Hold on 1 second, y'all. No, I should have a thing there. What the heck? Anyway, I get distracted. I gotta call it. All right, so hold on. Copy. Let's pull up this jump off real quick. New details, death for Shanquilla Robinson. Who is this? Good Morning America. What the heck is up with the...
Big Flamingo Insurance, what do you want?
Yeah, can we get the auto insurance policy? Pursuing their case against an American suspected of killing an acquaintance at a luxury resort. They're looking to extradite the suspect to face charges. ABC's Zareen Shaw joins us with more as that woman still hasn't been named. Zareen, good morning. Hey, good morning, Janae. A 25-year-old went down to Mexico with some friends to celebrate someone's birthday. And just one day into that vacation, she turned up dead. And now officials have another big problem on their hands. Their prime suspect is no longer in the country.
Wait, what?
This morning, a potential legal limbo as Mexican prosecutors seek to extradite an acquaintance of Shanquilla Robinson, the North Carolina woman found dead while vacationing.
Wait, so hold on. In what country? Not in America no more? Or we know they're not in Mexico no more. The person ain't in America no more?
In Mexico. Authorities are not currently naming her, but say she is a direct aggressor against the 25-year-old after...
That's Dejanay. I believe that's what the girl name is.
Her video online, Too Violent to Show, reveals Robinson assaulted in her hotel room. Mexican authorities issuing an arrest warrant for that acquaintance, now back in America, for the crime of femicide, the act of killing a woman based on her gender.
On the one hand, the U.S. government is going to take this seriously, and on the other hand, it's not obligated.
I hope you picked up on what he just said. Basically, this is the type of things they look for. This is the type of stuff they want to prosecute. They don't have to, but oh boy, they chomping at the bit.
To turn her over.
On October 29th, local police
Over.
on October
Take this seriously, and on the other hand, it's not obligated to turn her over.
On October 29th, local police reports state that a Baja Resort town guest told medical staff around 2 in the afternoon that Robinson had drunk a lot of alcohol.
Whoever that is, they are also on the hook.
A doctor determining she was stable but dehydrated, adding
That doctor is on the hook. Copy? Do you understand? These are the things that was said that allow for those people to leave the country.
Robinson's acquaintances refused to send her to the hospital. The police report stating the Charlotte native went into cardiac arrest, declared dead by 6 p.m.
So now the police report is saying one thing, and the autopsy report and the people that were actually there is saying another. If what you're saying is 100% true, Mr. Porter, why would you contact me here? And why wouldn't you contact me on Instagram or privately? Why would you contact me here? Shout out to Mr. Porter coming here to try to disrupt our show. I appreciate you, though.
But an autopsy differing from that report, stating medical officials arrived before 3 p.m., quickly declaring Robinson dead from severe spinal cord injury and a dislocated neck.
Okay, so I just want to just play this over one more time.
To turn her over.
On October 29th, local police reports state that a Baja Resort town guest told medical staff around 2 in the afternoon that Robinson had drunk a lot of alcohol. A doctor determining she was stable but dehydrated.
Are you listening? What's going on? The doctor and the guests are in it together.
Adding Robinson's acquaintances refused to send her to the hospital. The police report stating the Charlotte native went into cardiac arrest.
I'm going to rewind that one more time. I'm sorry. Local police report.
Determining she was stable but dehydrated. Adding Robinson's acquaintances refused to send her to the hospital. The police reports her determining she was stable. Guests told medical staff around 2 in the afternoon that Robinson had.
This is the local police report. According to local police,
drunk a lot of alcohol. A doctor determining she was stable but dehydrated. Adding Robinson's acquaintances refused to send her to the hospital. The police report stating the Charlotte native went into cardiac arrest, declared dead by 6 p.m. But an autopsy differing from that report, stating medical officials arrived before 3 p.m., quickly declaring Robinson dead from severe spinal cord injury.
Stop. No, you could have just hit me in the bio. None of this is to be productive or helpful to me, but I appreciate you, Mr. Porter. $2 p.m. Pronounced dead, 6 p.m. But what are they saying actually happened? Medical staff arrived before 3 p.m. and immediately said,
but an autopsy differing from that report, stating medical officials arrived before 3 p.m., quickly declaring Robinson dead from severe spinal cord injury and a dislocated neck. Robinson's family wants answers.
I got a question. I got a question. Right? I got a question. Did they call 2 different sets of medical staff? Because I doubt they called one medical staff and that one medical staff gave 2 different freaking pieces of paperwork. Did they call 2 medical staffs? Is that why the timeline is messed up? Is the timeline messed up because they called 2 medical staffs? Let's look at this one more time. Listen, just for anybody that, tell me if this is sounding crazy. Listen to what she says.
To turn her over.
On October 29th, local police reports state that a Baja Resort town guest told medical staff around 2 in the afternoon that Robinson had drunk a lot of alcohol. A doctor determining she was stable but dehydrated.
2 o'clock in the afternoon, they contacted the medical staff at the facility.
Adding Robinson's acquaintances refused to send her to the hospital. The police report stating the Charlotte native went into cardiac arrest, declared dead by 6 p.m. But an autopsy differing from that report, stating medical officials arrived before 3 p.m., quickly declaring Robinson dead from severe spinal cord injury and a dislocated neck.
So did somebody come and said, yo, this person's dead? And then they called somebody else? Because if that happened, I'm not saying that that's what happened. But if that happened, then 100%, all of them are going to jail. It's not a question. That girl is going to have to, they do not have jewelry down there. That girl is going to have to stand in front of that judge. Listen, that girl is going to have to stand in front of that judge and explain what she did. You do understand this, right? She's going to have to stand in front of that judge. This is not a jury. She's not going to Mexico to be on the jury. She's to have a jury trial. She's having a no jury trial, which basically means when she go to Mexico, there's going to be a judge. And then there's going to be, I guess, whoever the prosecuting attorneys are. And they're going to state their case. And then you're going to get the opportunity to respond. That's it. To the judge. Y'all going to other countries. What in the hell? Like, this sounds like they called two different sets of doctors. Because look, obviously there's lying going on here. I'm not saying they 100% called two different sets of doctors. I cannot know that. I was not there. I'm just explaining something. They have two separate reports. So you trying to tell me a doctor wrote a fake report and a real report? The same doctor? Listen.
Obligated to turn her over.
On October 29th, local police reports state that a Baja Resort town guest told medical staff around 2 in the afternoon that Robinson had drunk a lot of alcohol. A doctor determining she was stable but dehydrated.
Remember, she has a broken neck.
Adding Robinson's acquaintances refused to send her to the hospital.
She has a broken neck and her friends didn't want her to go to the hospital. I need for you to explain to me how this doctor ain't also in trouble.
The police report stating the Charlotte native went into cardiac arrest, declared dead by 6 p.m.
Just so we could be clear, they're saying that somebody they called the people up front at 2. She was dead by 6. That don't make sense. But you want to know what does make sense?
But an autopsy differing from that report, stating medical officials arrived before 3 p.m., quickly declaring Robinson dead from severe spinal cord injury and a dislocated neck. Robinson's family wants answers.
Whenever, and this is probably not fair, but I look at a lot of shit like this. Whenever you have to have a whole lot of people to come to me and tell me a thing, that kind of leads me to believe that you're trying to manipulate me and whatever the hell y'all talking about is a lie. Shout out to King Will. He says, I hope everyone who was involved in that situation gets locked up. They did that girl dirty. Yeah, they did her dirty. That's a fact. Shout out to King Will. Salute. Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a whole fact. Don't let nobody lie to you. That's a whole fact. Don't let nobody lie to you. Never let nobody lie to you. That's a whole fact. That shit is bananas though. Like on some real super crazy shit. This shit is bananas. Just think about that for just so we could be clear. Think about that for a second, just so we could be clear. That shit is bananas, man. I don't know what to tell you. If you would like to support the platform, though, if you fuck with me and you want to support the platform, there are numerous different ways you could support the platform. This is actually another, if you would want to support the platform. We have various different medias. Right here, this is a book that I written. Shout out to the person that came in here and said that this doesn't exist. This is a book that I've written. Thought I'd show it to y'all. I haven't spoken on this in quite some time, so I thought I'd bring it up now. This person reminded me. This is a book that I've written. I think there's a problem currently with because a couple of people told me they tried to purchase it and there's been an issue. So I think there's a problem currently with Amazon. So I'm going to contact them in the next couple of days and hopefully get that sorted out. But this is one of the books that I've written, and this is something else. I'm actually working on something else right now, just so we could be clear. I'm actually working on a couple of different projects at the moment. And this is a couple of other things that I've actually worked on also. As you can see, that's my name, Sean Sequels. So, for the people that were just wondering where the books is, so y'all could go try to attack me or do some kind of whatever y'all do. Do whatever you're going to do. I mean, I can't stop you. But in any regard, yeah, so that's some of the stuff that we're doing. Hold on, I'll show you something else too. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me show you something. Excuse me. I've actually been pretty busy. I've actually been pretty busy a little. These are a couple of the projects that I've been working on as of recent. Different projects, by the way. These are a couple of the projects I've been working on. So no, we have not stopped doing what we do. I write. I'm a writer. I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite things. Salute to everybody that has purchased, or even the ones that's tried. I'm gonna fix the problem because we need to be uploading more content. I've been working on content, so we're gonna be uploading more content. So I gotta go fix that problem. With that being said, is there anything that you guys want to talk about? I'm kind of, unless y'all want to stay talking about the Shanquella Robinson situation, put it in the chat if y'all want to stay talking about the Shanquella Robinson situation real quick. Other than that, I think I'm going to let y'all go. We've already changed the subject, and I don't want to go too far off the subject matter unless this is something I really want to discuss.
I'm just waiting on that day when someone can be arrested. That's all I'm waiting on.
As for those contradictions, Dan Abrams tells us that can happen when you have different officials looking into the same case, but that can be problematic for prosecutors. Janae?
Still so many unanswered questions, Doreen. Thank you.
I mean, that's just absolutely bananas. Not for nothing. Hold on. FBI opened an investigation. Hold on. What the heck? Why did this do that?
Tourist in Mexico. There are new details about the death of an American tourist in Mexico. The FBI
Shout out to Rhonda from upstate New York. She's asking, can the resort be sued? I'm assuming that's one of the things they were trying to escape. Liability. I don't know about whether they could be sued or not, but I'm wondering if the liability could be placed on them. That's what I'm guessing you assume. Guess what the question is.
This morning, a family looking for answers surrounding the death of North Carolina native Shanquilla Robinson at a luxury resort during a vacation in Mexico. The FBI now investigating as a bombshell new development has emerged. Mexican authorities say the American tourist may have been alive and that a medical professional on site may have been working on the 25-year-old for 3 hours before.
Whoever that person is, they going to jail.
Police arrived on the scene.
The only way they not going to jail is if the Mexican government don't want them.
According to local Spanish language reports, one of the guests staying at the resort called for help around 2 p.m. Upon arriving, informing medical professionals that she had, quote, drunk a lot of alcohol. A doctor reportedly said she was stable but dehydrated, suggesting she be true.
I just want to be clear about something. If he's saying she's stable but dehydrated, what did he do? Like, did he do any kind of tests on her? How could he have known she was dehydrated? You understand? She had not had nothing to drink. Right? She was beat up, unconscious. Could she have had something to drink before she laid down? I guess she could have been drunk before she laid down. But for everybody that don't know, they woke her up out of the bed. They woke her up out of the bed. Because she had something to drink and then lay down. Yeah, that's a possibility. Let's not get that confused.
Treated at a hospital. The guests, however, insisted she stay in the villa. Law enforcement authorities not called until later, eventually declaring Robinson deceased just after 6 p.m. Those reports differing from an autopsy obtained by ABC News, listing that medical professionals arrived at the villa around 3 p.m., declaring her dead within 15 minutes, citing the Charlotte native died from a severe spinal cord injury and a dislocated neck.
Got our first day, buddy.
This morning, a new video surfacing showing Shanquilla resting in a hammock at some point before the trip turned deadly.
Butter.
I heard some stuff, you know.
Yo, did you hear what he said? Did you hear what dude was saying?
Dead body.
And you trying to tell me they didn't plan this?
I heard some stuff, you know.
And you trying to tell me they didn't plan this?
This morning, a new video surfacing showing Shanquilla resting in a hammock at some point before the trip turned deadly.
Butter. I heard some stuff, you know.
Do people call a sleeping person a dead body? Yes, that's a thing. Do not get this confused. But I'm not ready to give them that type of leverage here. I'm that type of leeway here. I'm not ready to give them that type of latitude.
You know, that just make me wonder. You know, that was their plan all the time.
This on the heels of the now viral video, Too Violent to Show, of a female roommate appearing to assault Shanquilla.
They just stood there and watched and didn't even try to stop it or break it up. She wasn't even fighting back. They attacked her.
Over the weekend, the community gathered to lay the once vibrant businesswoman to rest. Justice can't come soon enough for the Robinson family.
They let me know that my daughter's being murdered wasn't going to go in vain. That's it.
So, just so we can be clear, shout out to Rhonda from upstate New York. She says that, she put it in the chat, she said that the family used the money from the GoFundMe to get a second independent autopsy. But I think both autopsies basically are saying the same thing. I think the other thing that people was thinking is the autopsy ain't the autopsy. I think that's just what the damn doctor said. I don't think that was the actual autopsy. I think that was just who the doctor that was there that just said, the medical professional.
Somebody's going to be prosecuted.
I don't know. I got to look into that.
And even with all this new information, no formal suspects have been declared in this case by either the police, the Attorney General's office here in Mexico. So a formal conclusion surrounding this death still seems very far away at this point.
Yeah,
Guys,
but many want to hear from those friends, especially after that video went viral. Well, hey.
That's bananas. That dude was over the top of her saying dead body. Y'all better stop acting like words don't got power. Y'all keep hanging around these hateful mofos that don't do nothing but speak negativity on your name and call it a joke. Y'all keep hanging around these hateful ass mofos that don't do nothing but speak negativity on your name and pretend it's a joke.
The new details about the death of an American tourist in Mexico. The FBI.
They speak all that negativity on you, then laugh like it's a joke. They speaking negativity on your life. Stop taking that as a joke. Stop speaking negativity on people that you call your friends. People, it's one thing, no, we joke with our friends, don't get it confused. But people will be speaking negativity on their friends' lives. If both of those, just so we could be clear, if both of those autopsies said the same thing, once again, that doctor that was there when all of this happened, they're in trouble. And I think that was a female doctor on top of that. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. Just so we can be clear. They're not in a little bit of trouble. They're in all of the troubles. What up, DMW? Shout out to DMW. You sent the drop the other day. I didn't call it because I didn't see it. Salute. This is top of the top. Something just ain't right. What up, King Slayer? How y'all doing this morning? How's everybody doing this morning? Drop some frost, man, in the chat. If you are available, because I know a lot of you guys are at work this morning. If you are available to drop some frost in the chat, drop some frost in the chat for me. Definitely appreciate you. I want to dub this for a minute, if y'all don't mind. Give me 1 second. One dude. I want to dub that for a second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get something. Hold on, I'm about to read that right now. Rhonda from upstate New York says the reason I brought up the GoFundMe, is that people were questioning the GoFundMe account, but the money is important that it's not fake or being used for fraudulent things. First of all, if you send money to a GoFundMe and you know that there's a person that has passed away or whatever the case is, there's just a certain level of assuming the family is going to do the things that need to be done. I think a problem is that people really believe that if they donate to a cause, that they should then be able to say what the cause uses their money for. You don't even know why the cause needs the money half of the time. You just know that the cause needs the money. You don't know what would be the most important things for the money to be used for often. And I think that that's an issue, you know? People be like, yo, I'm not going to donate to a thing unless they use the money exactly how I want them to use it. And sometimes that does apply because you might be giving the money for an event, but like if it's because somebody passed away, they don't even know what they need the money for right now, other than burying. Like they don't know what they need it for. You understand? Like often people don't know what they need. They need the money for. They just know that they need it. Like not everybody. People ain't out here burying niggas every other day. You understand what I'm saying? People ain't out here burying people every other day. They don't know what they need it for. They just know that they need it. Shout out to Julius from East Harlem. Salute to Julius from East Harlem. Says good morning, folks. Good morning, my brother. Hope everything is going well with you and yours. Shoot, I forgot to plug the thing in. Give me 1 second. Now I know my battery is all the way dead. I don't think I plan on going to the store though, so it don't matter. Sheesh. Alright, let's see if we can get this light back on. And yes, you didn't your eyes didn't deceive you before it went out. It actually got brighter before it went out. Your eyes didn't deceive you. So you can clear. Link in the bio if you would like to go cop some BBN merch. If you see anything over here that you think might be looking a little extra sexy on you, or just nice, or just something you like. I enjoy being part of the BBN community and actually wear some merch, moving it. Pretty sure we got something that you like and fits your fashion sense. The funny thing is, I have like 2 or 3 other stores that have more stuff in it, that have different stuff in it than this. I can't say more. There's different stuff in it than this store. Like this is, I like the Icy Queens. That's a sticker, by the way. Anyway. An independent autopsy could run as much as $5K. Wow. I mean, sometimes you got to get independent autopsies done. That's just a fact. Also, I would assume if anyone, first of all, the situation that happened in another country, I would definitely assume that the family will want to have some kind of independent, some autopsy done, at their volition. You know what I'm saying? That they pay for, that they asked for to be done. I would assume, because it was a whole nother country. Like I'm not saying because it's Mexico, just so we could be clear. Also, use code EARLYBIRD 10% off. I'm not saying because it's Mexico, just so we could be clear. I'm saying any other country. Period. That's the energy that I think that you should have. I'm not saying because these people are in Mexico. I'm saying any other country. You have somebody that passes away in another country. You should 100% be looking to see about getting a damn autopsy done. That doesn't make sense. Like, why would you not have an autopsy done? Definitely. So, nah, they said 5,000. Those people, it's a wrap for those people. It's a wrap for them. And they go into a jail. They don't know how to speak. They don't know how to speak the language. I'm gonna assume. I don't think it's gonna be too good for them. I don't think it's gonna be too good of a look. I don't think they're gonna be too happy. I could be wrong though. What the heck do I know? I follow murder cases, etc. Some people aren't aware why it's important, including here. I just wish you would educate themselves or open to try to use it in hearing. Okay, so the reason in which why it's super important, or one of the reasons why I could think why it's important that they got an extra, as far as the case is concerned, is because first of all, that autopsy that was done in Mexico, the Mexican autopsy. So let's say they want to quite possibly prosecute them in America. We don't know, at least I wouldn't know if I was a family member, the ability of the American judicial system to be able to use the autopsy over there. That's one. Two, I don't know how much I trust their autopsy over there. I might just want to have someone a little bit more closer to home. Like, even if it was an autopsy in another state, I wouldn't be surprised if it would be an individual that says, you know what, I might not trust Alabama. You know, I might not trust Kentucky, you know, for whatever the reasons might be. So maybe we want to get this extra autopsy done at somewhere where we trust. So yes, an extra autopsy definitely works. Also, in addition, when both of the autopsy confirms a thing, then that thing is basically solidified. Remember when there's the situation that's going on with Tory Lanez, and basically they're saying that it's inconclusive with the fingerprints and the DNA on the gun or whatever the case is. The reason why that's important for them to get a second authority to say that is because that helps them in court. So now when they go to court, if they're trying to bring up there's DNA. We had 2 people test the gun, tested twice. It's inconclusive. You cannot link that to our client. So the 2 autopsies is always great, basically. So that allows for whatever the findings is to be doubled down on. They don't show the front on this one. Why? So that allows for them to be able to. So the second autopsy is a good idea. That's what I'm saying. I'm actually co-signing and agreeing with you 100%. And yes, I don't think people understand how important 2 autopsies, or just having doubles of that type of duplicates of that type of information. Just in general, sometimes I think people don't understand how important it is actually. So no, I agree. Sorry. Oh, y'all can't even see what I'm doing. Oh, you can see what I'm doing. So sorry. It was disturbing. And they don't let me see it. Anyway, as far as the situation goes with it, also y'all could always go look at these books. I'm gonna have this sorted out. Like to write. I want to get back to some of these stories. I gotta go find my old hard drive with I got like 16 chapters already written. Gotta go find my old hard drive. JF said family needs to find out that resort has ties to the U.S. and sue them not only for money but information as to what have happened. I 100% agree with you. Like I told you, the first doctor that showed up there, what we were speaking about, literally before any other platform, The first doctor that showed up there 9 times out of 10 was an in-house doctor. They worked for the facility that they was at. That doctor then is the main reason why all the bullshit happened, because they came in, they was ready to work with the actual murderers or the alleged murderers rather than working for the person that was injured. Ron from upstate New York says, even in cases here, for example, when they think a spouse was involved, get a second one, it's expensive to exhume the body and redo it. That's a whole fact. Don't let nobody lie to you. Shout out to Ron from upstate New York, killing it this morning. No, that's a whole fact. You ain't saying nothing wrong. Don't let nobody lie to you. Man, don't let nobody lie to you. Niggas be wilding out here, talking all types of different crazy shit. Just saying that as well. Yo, what's up with this lady right here, though? So this lady right here attacked and killed her boyfriend over who was gonna use the microwave first. That's really what type of time people is on in America. And y'all think I'm going crazy whenever I try to tell you that we gotta do better? I think I'm going crazy when I try to tell you that there's demons and all types of other wild things running out here manipulating people's brains. Y'all think I'm going crazy when I tell you that we gotta stop co-signing all the hate. Like, people really gotta stop co-signing the hate. Like, I get it. Y'all people find hate amusing. A lot of people find hate amusing. And a lot of people's positions is, oh, you got to be stronger than that. Yeah, but remember, we're not supposed to be doing evil. Oh, it's not Redman's birthday today. I'm not sure when Redman's birthday is. Remember, we're not supposed to be doing evil. That's the part people forget when they keep trying to say, oh, you got to be tougher. Well, I'm saying people need to stop doing evil. If your point is people need to keep doing evil, but the people that's getting the evil to them need to be tougher, I don't think we're working for the same God. I think our gods might be different gods. We're not working for the same God. Our gods are different. Just so we can be clear. Our gods are 100% different. If your God is telling you, nah, we got to keep all the evil, it's the people that got to get stronger. Because my God is telling me, yo, we got to do something about all this evil going on. The evil needs to stop. So me and your God might just be different gods. That just might be it. Your God might be in tune with making sure evil survives. And my God might be in tune with we got to do better. We got to help each other. We got to be improve as people. We have to figure out how we're going to go to, raise the next generation. So that's what my energy is for. But shout out to the individuals that's energy is for. Make everybody suffer. Let's not get rid of Satan. We got to keep him. Like, that's the energy that I've been seeing people use that I don't agree with. But anyway, people can do whatever y'all want to do. Like, who am I, right? That's crazy. People be like, yo, this nigga Jack Frost, he's so lazy. This is a lot of shit I created. I'm not even showing y'all all of these. I'm just showing y'all, like, dropping a couple of them. Free Cosby. How long ago was that? Cosby free. Happy mom's birthday today. No. Fires is engineer. Tell him, go find God. Sometimes that's what you gotta tell people though. You gotta be like, yo, you gotta go find God. Man. All of this shit I'm telling you don't matter. All this shit I'm telling you only could apply if you find God. Like, so what are we doing? You gonna go find God, or we over here we playing all these games? Like, what are we doing? That's the part people don't be saying though. Like they'll give you advice and you be like, yo, that advice didn't work. And the person will try to explain, well, the advice didn't work because all of my advice come with God. So if you're not putting God in the equation, my advice ain't gonna work, homie. If you're not putting God in the equation, my advice is just not gonna work. It just ain't gonna happen. That means having faith, and that means not meaning to do harm to others. So if I give you advice on something, but your whole thing is your intention is to do harm to somebody, expect my advice not to work. I actually hope my advice don't work if that's your intention. Just so we can be clear. I don't need my advice to work for you then. What we talking about? Put it in the chat. I don't want to hold y'all. Obviously, y'all can tell we about to get ready to get to some grub. This is one of my favorite photos. I like it. Shout out to her. She put that. This is actually look unscrunched up, by the way. That's this guy, is that ASAP girl? Not ASAP. A Boogie girl. Shout out to that. You'd be surprised at how many of these I posting and they fucking like they like them. Not just the models, but also the photographers. They be fucking with me using their pictures, like they be liking it. So, creatives, no creatives, man. That's actually one of my favorite photos, and it has, and like once again, it has very little to do with me wanting to bang any of these bros. But this is actually one of my favorite photos. I think that this was a good shot. Nothing. Right here. I think this was a good shot, but she killed this. And she has orange hair in this photo, so that's like almost a 100% win for me. But like I'm really into orange hair for some strange reason. I don't even know why. But no, this is a whole win. This is a whole win. I like this. Good photo. Like this one right here is a good photo too. Some real shit. That's lit. This one's good too. Those are different women, by the way. The last two are the same. Those are good photos. This is a fucking a great one. That's great. This is one of my favorites. I like it. Some people just do good photos. She does freaking some of the best photos. Shout out to Miss Squishy. She just got married. Salute to her. She just got married, Miss Squishy. That's probably right now. This is probably my favorite photo that I have, just in general. Period. I like my artwork on this. I like what I did to it, and I like what I like. It's just an excellent pose. The camera loves her, and I think we need to work with more browns and oranges and variations of that particular. Like I got ideas. I don't want to say too much, but I think she has incredible color schemes. Also, like whoever the individual is that does that shit, they keep with incredible color schemes. This is a good shot. I really, really like that shot. Not just because she is one of the few chicks that I see on there that be like, nah, I want to scoop her. But she's one of the few Jinsky. I don't know how to say her name. But no. This she works really well with brown. She works really well with brown. So look, I'm gonna show you. See? Works really well with Brian. Let me show you again. See? This works really well with it. But I like a woman in brown anyway. You could probably tell. Brown, tan. I like that. Brown, tan, orange. I like that color palette. Copy. Thank you. Somebody see that their words might be blocked, and instead of them cursing me out and saying I'm doing stuff to them, they literally just say my words might be getting blocked. I'm sorry, I wasn't even looking at the screen. So hold on. I was looking at something else. I couldn't remember. Half of my screen is busted. No, I was able to see. I got okay. So no, remember, half of my screen don't work, so I can't see like this half of the screen. So Ronald from upstate New York says some of these people are sociopaths or have mental health issues. Once again, what do you think is wrong with an individual? What? Okay, so the problem is that mental health disorders are so prevalent that people don't notice them no more. So you trying to tell me you don't think somebody has a mental health disorder that's stalking another person? Stalking is like 30% of the internet. Maybe more. I'm being generous. So you trying to tell me you don't think that a person stalking another person has a mental health disorder? I'm just saying. If you could go, and there's literally communities that the whole entire purpose for the existence of the community is to stalk someone. Like there's communities that don't exist for any other reason. We talked about that right in the rip, right off the jump, Rhonda. There's communities that don't exist for any other reason. So yes, mental health is a big problem. There's communities that their whole reason for existing is to stalk other people. And they're not even shy about it. They are open about their obsession with destroying another person. And instead of individuals shunning them, people join the communities and help them with their evil. Just so we could point out. So no, you're 100% correct, Rhonda. Most people are not killing people over small things. These people have mental health disorders. Dude. Well, I like working with Brian. Once again, all I'm saying is this, just to be clear. It's obvious if you're stalking someone, you have a mental health disorder. So how is their whole entire communities so how? Oh, no. I'm about to get to, okay. So how, just so we could be clear, if we know that there's entire communities built around trying to cause one person so much stress that they mentally break as a person. If we know that there's people out here that wake up every day and the only thing they're thinking about is how they can cause someone so much stress that they are that their life isn't worth living anymore. How are we not considering those people that have mental health disorders? How are we co-signing anything that these people are saying? What they're going to say is, oh, that other person is weak. No, that other person isn't weak. You're evil. If I took a knife and stabbed somebody with a knife, and then my complaint was, oh, they're weak because, you know, they should have been tough enough that the knife didn't go through their skin, would you think I was crazy or would you think I made sense? Would you think I was crazy or would you think I made sense? I'm just asking. Once you try to tell, if you were ever speaking about somebody who are so distressed in their life that they think about taking their own life, and you speak to me and you say that that person's a weak person, me and you ain't the same, homie. The first thing I'm going to think about is that person might have so many demons on their back. How can we help? Me and you ain't the same. You are ready to leave people out there to die alone in the middle of the ocean. I'm not. Me and you ain't the same. Pay attention. I pay attention. Sheesh. See, I like almost fat girls. I just want to stop right here to say this. You can tell she's like, I like almost fat girls. I like girls that look like if they eat one or a couple of too much more, like 2-3 more burgers, they might look fat. I like those chicks. I like almost fat girls. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not saying she's nowhere near fat or anything like that, because she's not. This looks like the perfect, proportions to me. But I'm just saying, I like almost fat girls. I don't know what to tell you. Like almost fat girls. I like all women. Let's not be coy, but I mean, like, when I'm looking at something for my preference, they're usually almost fat girls. With that being said, let's look at the poll real quick. Do you think NBA Youngboy Bobby Shmurda beef will escalate? 24% said yes, 58% said no, 18% said 50-50, 45 people voted. I don't think it's gonna escalate. I don't think there's gonna be nothing about it. I think that cooler heads are gonna prevail. But if I was NBA Youngboy, I wouldn't, if I was Bobby Shmurda, I wouldn't talk to NBA Youngboy at all. It seems like every single person NBA Youngboy talk to get into something, negativity starts surrounding them, fucking shit happens to them. So I would in no way at all engage NBA Youngboy in any of these conversations about nothing. I just want to be honest with you. Not even a little bit. He couldn't come talk to me about nothing. He couldn't talk to me about nothing. He couldn't come talk to me about nothing. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say, homie. Every time you beef with somebody, their whole career go upside down. I ain't got time for that. You keep that shit all to yourself. Whatever problems you got over here, I don't even know what you're mad about. People always mad at me and I don't know what they're mad about. But you got to also understand this. People lie. Well, I'm going to say something for everybody out there. There's a lot of people in your life that's mad at you and you have no idea why they're mad at you. They're mad at you because somebody lied and then somebody also told them not to tell you what the lie was. So you got people that's walking around and they've been mad at you for like 2-3 years for some shit you ain't even did. I promise you. You got people that's mad at you that's probably doing what they consider to be karma. People can't do karma. You're just doing evil. What they consider to be karma and just doing messed up stuff to your life because they thinking that you're a bad guy, and in reality, they just believe some lie that somebody told them. And they're just all the way turning themselves from probably a person that was a good person into now a person that is a bad person. Be mindful that Satan don't turn you into his emissary. Be mindful. Be mindful. You got a lot of people out here doing evil and they believe they doing right. And there's no reason why they should believe that they're doing right, is my point. Like, they shouldn't even believe they're doing right. You get it? They shouldn't even believe it. With that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. Everybody enjoy your day. Go get some stuff happening. I don't know what to tell you. Also, somebody said, they texted me and said something about YouTube. Yes, YouTube is also at fault. YouTube and a lot of these social media platforms allow a lot of the hate to propagate on them that people then use as fuel to attack one another. But I want to say something, and I want to be clear. Y'all clap and applaud when people do evil. You do understand that people clap and applaud when other people do evil. So if y'all want people to stop doing evil, stop clapping and applauding people doing evil. I don't know no other way to say that. Stop applauding the people out here doing evil. Stop clapping for the people out here doing evil. They doing evil. Stop clapping for them. Stop clapping for them. Start admonishing them. You see somebody doing something they're not supposed to be doing, don't laugh with them. Stop saying that it's funny. I'm going to explain something to you. If somebody did something that was legitimately 100% funny that I laughed at and it was disrespectful to another person, I'm still not fucking with that content. I'm not going to say, oh, that's messed up, but it's funny and I want to laugh. No, I'm not going to mess with that content. Have that type of energy. Just because I think that something might be humorous and I might laugh at a thing, I also have my own mind and understand that not everything is supposed to be laughed at. A lot of people are going to go to hell and they're going to get there and they're not going to know why they're there. And they're going to be there because of their sense of humor. With that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. Everybody enjoy your day. Go do something prosperous. Be a benefit rather than a hindrance. Be a pro instead of a con. Go out there and find something to do that's worthwhile to you and also beneficial to, your community, beneficial to everything that revolves inside of your atmosphere. Everything in your solar system. Let's be benefits to everything in our solar system. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, join notification game. #boomers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.